So back to we got off track, but you asked about myrosinase. So all of the cruciferous vegetables do have myrosinase. Many of them have these other accessory proteins or additional enzymes that will direct the conversion of glucosinolates, not just to isothiocyanates, but to some other stuff. And interestingly, daikon, or the Japanese radish, doesn't have the, well, I'm not sure that I can say it doesn't have all of them, but it doesn't have the main enzymes. These are epithiospecifier proteins, they're called, that do some of this redirection to alternative products. So in fact, if you were to eat cooked broccoli, so just let's get hypothetical now in the kitchen. So if you were to eat cooked broccoli and you were to want to get as much of a sulforaphane benefit as you could from it, you might add grated daikon or ground up daikon seeds even at very low level to facilitate the conversion. In other words, add live enzyme to facilitate the conversion, and you wouldn't have the complication of that other enzyme. And we actually, this has been published. My colleague Yushen Zhang, who was one of the people who discovered sulforaphane originally, he was the one who actually pointed this out to us many, many years ago, and it was subsequently published by others in Illinois. But the fact that broccoli has this epithiospecifier protein means that you're not getting complete conversion to sulforaphane if you use the broccoli enzyme. So for reasons that had nothing to do with knowledge of that fact, when we first started making broccoli sprout extracts rich in sulforaphane, I was adding in a very small amount of 7-day-old daikon sprouts to the boiling kettles once they cooled down to catalyze the conversion. And the reason I was doing it is because once we boiled broccoli, we killed the enzyme, the native enzyme, and I wanted to add something that had the biggest bang for its buck of myrosinase. And I had found that daikon sprouts had a hell of a lot of myrosinase activity. And so it was really just sort of a greedy, well, I was actually doing it because I wanted as little contamination of the taste and the other compounds present in daikon sprouts. So I was able to add 1 or 2% by weight daikon sprouts to the broccoli mix to get complete conversion. And as I say, Yushen Zhang, who's now at the Roswell Park Cancer Institute, then pointed out to me that, hey, did you know that we found the epithiospecifier protein isn't in daikon sprouts? So anyway, a long story, but
so that's really a useful little hack for people, including myself.
Yeah, but daikon sprouts are pretty harsh tasting. I mean, if
but you can just do a little bit, right?
But you can do a little
bit.
Yeah.
And what about the mustard seed?
Yeah.
Is that
mustard seed has isothiocyanates. It has glucosinolates rather. Sinigrin is the name of the glucosinolate it's rich in. It produces a compound called allyl isothiocyanate, and it has myrosinase. And so, yes, you can grind up mustard seed and use that too.
Mustard powder and put it on your broccoli after you...
Yeah, I don't know. I suppose most mustard powder is okay, but it depends on how long it's been stored. I mean, as long as it develops a bite when you eat it, it should have active myrosinase. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the other thing would be taking some of these supplements like glucoraphanin, eating it with your cruciferous may even enhance, because the raw cruciferous theoretically would have myrosinase. So if you're taking your supplement with the cruciferous, you may also be getting the biggest bang for your buck. As well.
Yeah. Well, that's what this Nutramax, the supplement company, was trying to do. I think is to develop, to co-deliver myrosinase from a known source, known purity and potency with glucoraphanin. But it's a supplement, not a food. Yeah. I think if I were shunning all supplements, I would eat broccoli or broccoli sprouts. Well, if you eat fresh sprouts, they're fine. If